What is up, guys, and welcome back to episode number 64 now of the Leeds United career mode. And in this episode, we have 3 games again for you in the Premier League as we look to wrap up the Premier League title. It's basically secured, 13 points clear with 5 games to play. In my opinion, we've basically secured the title already, but mathematically, it's still possible for Spurs to catch us. However, we have 3 games in this episode to wrap this completely up. And we obviously lost our unbeaten run last episode with our defeat against Newcastle, so I'm a bit disappointed in that. But I have to say as well, at the same time, I'm not too worried about this title, because in my opinion we've pretty much got it secured here at Ellen Road, and I can't wait next season because we do in fact have Champions League football coming, which is going to be very, very interesting for us to be able to be a part of. So hopefully we'll be able to get our hands on some wins in the Champions League, along with the hands on our Premier League title coming up here in this episode. Our first game kicks off here with West Brom, and I'm looking forward to this one as well. Should be a comfortable game for us. I think West Brom are in the relegation zone at this point, but having said that, Newcastle were in the relegation side last episode when they in fact defeated us by 1-0, or the episode before that, I can't quite remember, when they did actually beat us to stop our unbeaten run. But you know, I was going into this thinking they are a relegation battle side, West Brom and the Hawthorns. It should be a fairly straightforward affair, and at this point I don't need wins massively to be able to get our hands on this title. I just need to make sure that I'm, picking up points here and there if possible. So if we could get a win here, it'd be a very, very advantage bonus thing for us, but a draw would do just fine in my opinion as well. But I was looking for the victory because I felt as though with the title I just wanted to get it wrapped up ASAP, and to do that here at West Brom would be possibly one of the easier games left in this Premier League season here with 5 games to go. So you can see the team that we're going to name just in a second here. Tony Pulis led his side out as they are battling for the chance to stay up in this Premier League season. You can see the league table for us, 21 wins, 11 draws, and a single defeat, with Spurs just below us there. But you can't actually see West Brom because obviously they are extremely low down the table. So for them, this was just as an important game as it was for myself. And 5 minutes into it, the first chance of the game did fall my way as Emre Moore steals the ball for us here down this left-hand side, uses his pace to get away from the West Brom defender. When you got Emre Moore in a foot race, he's always going to win. And Eriksson should have made it 1-0. However, a very good save from the West Brom goalkeeper keeps the score at 0-0. Into the 22nd minute now, and Unai Garcia wins back the ball for us, plays an over-the-top through ball, and for a centre-back, that ball was absolutely incredible. And Emre Moore, credit him for trying basically impossible, but that was an extremely good attempt at an overhead kick there. But again, a good save from the West Brom keeper keeps the score at 0-0. And 36 minutes into this one now, James McLean for West Brom, as they did get themselves a first chance in this one, as Pele, not the real Pele, the current Pele, not the the legend Pele, gets his strike away, but it's a way off target pretty much. Didn't really cause Leno too much of a danger in the goal. It could have gone goalwards, however, it wasn't really going to test me in the goal. So 39 minutes in, we did have another chance for ourselves. Emre Moore down the line here to Miguel, who's actually playing left back today for us, gives it into Emre Moore, back to Eriksson. Eriksson now looks for the run of Joel Green made over the right hand side. He brings it down, takes the volley on the half volley, and again the West Brom goalkeeper makes yet another save for them. But I couldn't quite believe at the time. I was thinking, I can't believe the keeper's having a good game here, as good a game as any as he's had possibly in his career. Kamaru takes the strike on there. You can see it's very, very off target. I thought at first it was just a poor strike. However, we did get credited with a corner. 49 minutes in, a very, very weird goal to actually score for myself to get an opener here. It came in the hands of Emre Moore after the keeper made a good save, and it fell into the box to our number 13, who simply tapped it home to make it West Brom 0, Leeds United 1, and it meant that we did in fact have the victory heading our way if we could hold on to this 1-0 win. And in terms of this one, I could see why West Brom, were battling relegation, because they didn't really challenge me all that much. They weren't, very, dangerous in attack. So I was looking at this and I was thinking, it's pretty much going to be one of those things where, as long as I just don't make a drastic mistake, I've picked up a 1-0 victory quite comfortably. But we did manage to get a second goal for ourselves. A lovely through ball from Eriksson. Kamar Roof, the other hand, gets through on goal, and it's a low-driven shot into that bottom corner. The amount of times in this game that I've scored them online, and now I'm getting the hang of it, I'm doing it in career mode as well. It's just such a good way of scoring goals. Kamaru, it's a lovely finish in the end in the 71st minute to give us a 2-0 lead here, and surely going to wrap up the 3 points for us, getting our way into the 4 games to go, with hopefully the title already wrapped up in my opinion. You can see the 2 goal scorers on the day, Kamaru and Emre Moore, both played extremely well, but West Brom did have a chance to get themselves back in this one. James McLean down the left-hand side, puts across into a dangerous area. It wasn't dealt with by my defender, and the header was just over the bar, and it could have easily found its way into the back of the net. It didn't do, though. And in the 83rd minute, we did actually get a third. It fell at the hands of Kamaru yet again, curling this one past the goalkeeper to make it 3. It was one of those ones where I was caught West Brom on the break. They were sending way too many men forward, trying to get themselves back into the game, and at this point, it was just becoming very, very easy to break them down. And Kamaru made it 3 there, and surely wrapped up the 3 points to give us the victory here at the Hawthorns. So a very good performance from myself and the boys, but I have to say, we thoroughly deserve this title, and it looks as if that is going to be the way that it's going to end, and it looks as if we will be winning the league title here for the first time in this series. So we did in fact pick up the 3-0 victory, which meant we got 3 points, and I do believe now that pretty much secures the title mathematically as well. I think we only have to get a draw in our next game to be crowned as champions. I think that puts us 15 points clear, Spurs having 5 games left, and we have 4, but Spurs obviously, if they win all those and we lose all our 4, will be then, it'll go down to goal difference. But so I think we only need a draw in the next game to be crowned champions, and the next game of the episode, I think, does come at the hands of Arsenal, so that one's not going to be easy at all. So, you know, it was good to get a win there, wrap it up pretty soon as possible, so in that way I could go into this one against Arsenal. I know I only needed a draw pretty much to get the league title. You can see by the bottom of your screen we are in fact 15 points clear, and Spurs do have 5 games left, so it does mean that we in fact would have to lose all 4 of ours, and Spurs would have to win all of theirs to take it to goal difference for the title. So all I needed here was a simple draw, and we would be crowned Premier League champions. But to go to the Emirates and get a draw would be a very good result, but they actually didn't really play a strong side. You know, they had Yaya Sanogo playing up front today in place of Olivier Giroud. Whether or not that was down to injury or not, I was unsure, because Giroud actually was on the bench for this one. He does actually come on off the bench at around half-time. So I was very, very worried to see the fact that Wenger was naming a side like that against me. I was thinking, what on earth are you doing, Arsene? I know you're getting older, but are you losing your mind as well? The fact that you've played Sanogo as the lone striker today at the Emirates? I'm sure, as an Arsenal fan, if I'd have gone to that game, I would not have been happy to have Olivier on the bench and have Yaya up front for us today, or, you know, in terms of the Arsenal team. But we just simply needed a point here, and we would be crowned Premier League champions of the England, obviously, what am I talking about? The English Cup. We'd be crowned Premier League champions. So yeah, one draw we'd all we needed, and we would, in fact, get ourselves hold of the title against a team that's already won it once. So, or already won it before, rather. They've won it more than once. You can see, very strong Arsenal team. Donnarumma, obviously, in goal. It seems to be right now that a number of the goalkeepers we're facing have actually been, you know, ex-Leeds United players. One of them being Donnarumma, one of them being Lafont. We've obviously got a few others as well that we've sold down the line to other teams and stuff who we may, in fact, meet later on. That's our side, though. Pretty much the strongest lineup possible. And on top of the title wanting to be secured, I also wanted to get hold of the golden boot for Anwar El Ghazi. He's currently the top scorer in the Premier League, but Raheem Sterling is actually closing him down very, very quickly. So I need to make sure I get El Ghazi a couple of goals. But the first chance the game did fall our way here, 8 minutes into it, came at the hands of Divock Origi. A lovely ball from Dendoncker. I have to say, what a crazy pass that was from Dendoncker, and a low-driven shot from Divock Origi makes it Arsenal 0, Leeds United 1, literally 9 minutes into the match. So I couldn't have asked for a better start here, but just take a look at that through ball, first time from Dendoncker, puts it into an area, says, there you go, Divock, finish that one off, and he does just that. A lovely finish from the £32.5 million man. Hasn't scored many goals this season, hasn't got many assists, but he has been playing out on that left-hand side for us. So you'll see the end of season wrap up probably in the next episode, so you'll be able to see exactly how the players got on and stuff like that. But for £32.5 million, he hasn't really scored as many goals as I'm hoping for, as Anwar tests the hands of Donnarumma from far out there in the 30th minute. And from the resulting corner, we whip the ball in with Anwar again, puts the corner into an area. It says Hernandez, get your head on that. He gets his head on it, but it comes back out to Anwar El Ghazi, who whips in across, and it goes to the head of Remy, who actually didn't manage to get a good enough contact and really should have made it 2-0 to us there. But in the second half now, I should say, Arsenal came forward and it really should have been 1-1. Elani getting into an advanced position, tries to curl it past Leno. Leno didn't have a clue where that ball was going, but thankfully it went wide of the post. No editing out this one because we had a chance pretty much straight off the back of that, as we did send Iwobi down the left-hand side against his former club. He plays an over top through ball looking for Origi. Origi does in the end get on this after a very, very poor defensive error from Laurent Koscielny. Wins a penalty kick in the end, and you're guessing Anwar's going to be taking this, but if it's any consolation, the penalties that we've taken in this series so far have been next to poor. So, you know, I'm not expecting to score this penalty kick. The amount of times I've missed penalties in this series is just an absolute joke. I think I give El Ghazi the penalty. But in my mind, I'm saying to myself, it's a 50-50 chance. If I go down the middle, I'm never not going to hit it on target. But at the same time, if the keeper doesn't move, he saved it, and he didn't move. And Donnarumma outsmarted me there against his former side and saved the penalty kick. And Arsenal really then put the pressure on. Last 20 minutes of the game, it was very much all Arsenal as they tried to get themselves back in this and get an equaliser. 74 minutes in, they will get a corner after a very good strike. It comes to Oxlade-Chamberlain. Oxlade-Chamberlain puts a cross in. It's not really dealt with perfectly by me the first time, and it comes to Hector Bellerin. Bellerin's strike is very well saved, though, at the near post by Bernard Leno. And from the resulting corner again, Arsenal piling the pressure on now as it comes back short again to Oxlade-Chamberlain. He whips across in, and eventually it's dealt with, I do believe, by Alex Iwobi on the post. So, not Alex Iwobi, sorry. It must have been somebody else, because Alex Iwobi was actually one chasing it down. But it was dealt with, that's all you need to know, and we did actually pick up a 1-0 victory. So it means the Premier League title is now heading over to Ellen Road, and we can now say, well, you know, we can now say we are the Premier League champions, because it is proven, you know, it's not mathematically possible for Spurs to catch us anymore. So it means that we are now, in fact, the champions of England, and we will be going into the Champions League as the first seed out of English football, which is very, very happy to see. You know, I can't wait for the Champions League. It's going to be a very, very good change to the series. We've got a number of players coming in next season that's going to improve the side even more, and on top of that as well, we've just got to look and say it to ourselves. The thing is, we're now the champions of England. All we've got to do now is win the Champions League, and this is pretty much done for me as a manager. I have won every single competition available to me as Leeds United manager. At that point, if we do in fact win the Champions League, you guys will have to let me know what you want me to do. If you want me to stay at Leeds, if you want me to join another club in the same career mode, or we can start a whole new, and it's entirely up to what you guys say. But for now, obviously, we've still got to win the Champions League, and that's something I want to do here at Leeds. And I won't be ending my career mode until we've actually won the Champions League, even if you guys want me to move on to somewhere else and do something else after this series. I want to win that Champions League before we do, in fact, go. And we had a game here against West Ham. You will be seeing the final 3 Premier League games, this one and 2 more in the next episode before the end of the season. Even though we are crowned champions, I only want to try and lose 1 game before the end of the season. If we'd have gone unbeaten, that would have been even better. But the fact that now we've only lost 1 game, I want to try and go as many games unbeaten as possible, or rather as many low amounts of losses in the league as possible. At the moment, we're only on 1 defeat in the league, and if we could keep that at 1, I would be very happy with myself. And you can just see my penalties just are poor. Like, seriously, training game here, don't take any notice of my penalties. There's no chance I'm ever going to be any good at penalties in this year's FIFA. It's just one of those things. I don't know why they've changed the whole sort of setup of the penalty kicks and stuff. It's just frustrating, and I really don't like the way they've changed it. But in other news, we did take on West Ham. You can see them sat down in 11th place. We obviously have secured the Premier League title. So these games at this point means absolutely nothing to us. All we have to do is play for pride now. If we want to go and keep 1 defeat here at Leeds, that's all I wanted to do. You can see we're the top scoring team as well on 60 goals for the season. Compare that to last season when we got into the into 8th place, being one of the lowest scoring teams in the division. I'm very happy with that, and that's the difference. And that's probably what's won us this league title here in this season, is the fact that we've scored so many goals. And it comes at the hands of the fact that we've had a very good team here at Leeds. But West Ham, they still had a lot to play for Slaven Bilic's men, so I was looking at this game and I was thinking to myself, you know, it's going to be interesting because obviously West Ham are going to be wanting to come out here and try and give us a game. However, we weren't looking to do the same. We just wanted to enjoy our football in the last few games of the season. We've put a lot of pressure on ourselves in the beginning of the season trying to get hold of this title. Now that we've got it, I just want to enjoy the football. And actually, the first chance fell West Ham's way in this one. Kuyate gets into a dangerous area and really should have made it 1-0 as Origi was booked for a challenge that I couldn't quite remember what it was for, so I didn't show you. But it should have been 1-0 West Ham. But in the 24th minute, Anwar, lovely bit of skill as he's still chasing that golden boot in the Premier League. Has a strike on goal, but Adrian is equal to it. A very, very good save from the West Ham United goalkeeper. Who's booked again there with Kalash. So 2 bookings in the first 25 minutes of the game for ourselves as Anwar gets another chance, feeds it into Eriksson. Eriksson really should have made it 1-0 to ourselves. How about that for a save, though, by Adrian? It just seems his goalkeepers right now are just absolutely unbelievable. A mistake made by me led to Diafra Sakho getting on the ball here. Gives it inside, I do believe, to Marquinhos through a challenge from myself. Manuel Lanzini gets it on goal, makes the first shot, and it comes back off the post, gets the second bite of the cherry, makes it 1-0, and I couldn't quite believe it. I was thinking, you've got to be joking me. The fact that that's bounced back to him, and then he's managed to score from it, I ain't happy about that one little bit. So 64 minutes in, we found ourselves a goal down, chasing in the game, trying to get ourselves back on level terms, and 88 minutes in, we managed to do just so. Dendoncker into the path of Emre Moore. Emre Moore gets the strike away with his weaker left foot. You can call it weaker left foot, but he's actually got 4-star, 4-star, and a low-driven shot into that right-hand corner of the goal, keeps the score, and now at 1-1. And that was the way the game would end, and we are coming towards the end of this episode. If you have enjoyed, smash that like button. As always, thank you all so much for watching, and thank you all so much for watching this series. I've been Danny, and I'm out. Adios.